You know what that music means, Joe?
What does that mean, Steve?
It means we're here for something.
Uh-oh.
I wonder what we're here for.
Marriage. Marriage is what brings us together today.
Marriage?
Marriage, that blessed arrangement, that dream within a dream.
Who's getting married?
I heard it's someone special.
Yeah?
Someone we all love.
The Batman.
Yes.
And who's he getting married to, Joe?
Catwoman.
He's getting married to Catwoman, and that's what we're going to talk to you about today. What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Comic Book Corner. I'm Steve.
And I'm Joe.
And we're here to talk comics with you. We host a show called Dinner and a Podcast with our buddies Mike and Seb, sometimes Seb. But each week, we want to share with you our thoughts on our favorite comic books, new and old. This is a review show, so there will be spoilers. And all the books that we discuss will be listed in the show info below. If you want us to read any books or hear our thoughts on any particular writer or artist, please contact us on social media at Dinner and a Podcast, or on Twitter, on Facebook, or on Instagram, or you can email us at dinnerandpodcast@gmail.com. We'd love to hear what you think about our critiques, so let us know what you think. This week, we are going to be talking to you about the upcoming marriage between Batman and Catwoman, not Bruce Wayne and Selina Kyle, because that they are making sure to tell us that it is not a marriage between Bruce and Selina in all of these issues. But we are going to talk about all the Prelude to the Weddings, it's called, right?
Yes.
And there are 5 parts, plus 2.
Yep.
If that makes any sense. So there are 5 main books that they call Batman Prelude to the Wedding, and they are numbered. I didn't notice they were numbered until today.
They're all numbered 1.
No, they're not. Look underneath. Prelude to the Wedding, Part 2, Part 4.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah,
Holy cow.
I didn't notice that until today.
So why number them number 1 in the corner?
I have no idea. They did that with the metal stuff too.
Oh,
they numbered all the metal stuff.
Very interesting.
Because I'm sitting here and I'm reading the books. I'm taking notes, and I'm thinking, oh man, when did this Harley Quinn one come out? Did I buy that today or did I buy that last week? And then I noticed that it says part 1, Part 2, Part 3, Part 4, Part 5. How you like that?
Huh.
Yeah. So there are 5 books called Prelude to the Wedding, and they are all Bat family members.
Yep.
Of some capacity. Fighting a Batman villain in some capacity. Then there are 2 books, Batman books 48 and 49, that are titled The Best Man, that have to do with Batman and his ultimate villain, the Joker. So the first 5 books of the Prelude to the Wedding, which is a big event, I guess, in Batman history. The first one, or part 1, is Robin versus Ra's al Ghul. The second one is called Nightwing versus Hush. The third is Batgirl versus the Riddler. The 4th is the Redhood versus Anarky. And the 5th is Harley Quinn versus the Joker. And then if you're going to read them in order, that's the order you should read them in. And then it goes Batman 48.
Does that really matter?
No, I don't think so, because it does jump back and forth, right? But then you should read Batman 48 and 49. That does matter.
Because I read part 2 before I read part 1.
Okay. That didn't matter at all.
That's what got me in.
Okay.
So it was the Nightwing book that caught my attention.
Right.
And then I just bought the rest.
So if people out there are kind of confused about what's going on, Batman is getting married. He fell in love. Now, this has been an ongoing storyline throughout Tom King's run in Batman. So Batman's been, it's coming up on issue 50 after the rebirth. So this is 25 months worth of, is it 2 years already of this stuff? Because it comes out bi-weekly, right? So there's 2 a month. And
You've been buying Batman longer than I have. So
I've been buying it since the beginning of the rebirth.
Yeah, I don't know how long that's been out.
I want to say it's 2 years now. Because if you do the math, it comes out to something like 2 years. But Tom King has been doing an awesome job. He's been... I love some of his issues, and the Joker issues here, the Best Man issues, are very, very Tom King.
Right.
Because in 2 issues, 48 and 49, which we'll get to later, there's about 2 lines of Batman dialogue in the 2 issues combined. There's only about 2.
Oh, yeah.
So I love that.
I wouldn't even call it a Batman issue.
Right. And so many of Tom King's issues here and there, it's not all the time, obviously, because that would be, you'd probably be disappointed if Batman didn't talk in Batman books. But a lot of the issues aren't Batman issues. Some of them are Catwoman issues. Some of them are Damian issues. Some of them are Joker issues. But we're here to talk you through the Preludes, as well as the 2 Batman issues, and maybe some other books that we bought or we read. So the first one is Robin versus Ra's al Ghul. And I had told my comic book store to make sure that all of these books were in my pull. Because at the comic book store, they actually had invitations.
Oh, really?
DC had printed up invitations for the actual wedding.
Oh, cool.
And on the back was the tasting menu. And it had all the issues that were tie-ins.
That's really cool.
So I was like, oh wow, this is so neat. And they just had a stack of them on the countertop, and I was like, I want all of them. I give you my invitation here, and I just check off all the ones you want, and you give it to your guy.
Right.
So they've been giving me all of these. So I was kind of interested. Now all of these are written by the same man.
Yep.
But they're all drawn by different people, which I thought was interesting, because the art is definitely different from book to book.
Yes.
But there was only one book that was like noticeably different.
The Harley Quinn book.
The Harley Quinn book. Very good. Yeah, you're right. Like if you bought these week to week, because they came out every week, right?
Yes.
I want to say they came out every week.
For the most part, yeah, they came out weekly.
If you bought them week to week, you might not have noticed a difference, because it's kind of similar in the art styles. But if you get the last one, the one that came out today,
Yeah.
then you or last week if you're hearing this, because we are ahead a week.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're diligent this week. You could definitely tell a difference. This is by Sealy. The first issue is by Sealy.
Not the mattress.
Not the mattress. No, it's Seely. Now, I hate when they put the titles at the end of these books, but they did it for this one. Oh, here it is. Here's that on the
Oh,
back
cool.
page. Yeah, on the back page of the issue, there's the actual invitation that they sent
With the
out
checklist.
with the checklist of what you need. So it's pretty cool. I think we only have one more to go, right? We have Batman 50 and Catwoman #1, which are both come out on July 4th.
July 4th.
Yeah.
Oh, man, that's going to be rough.
So this is Tim Sealy and Brad Walker. Those are the
Texas
writers.
Ranger.
Yeah, Brad Walker, Texas Ranger. He's the penciler on this, and he really kicks ass.
I see what you did there.
You like that? All right, so this one, I enjoyed this book. We're gonna at the end, we're gonna rank everything and pick our favorite ones. But this is kind of like a Selena. It's more of a Selena and Damian book.
Yes,
Than it is
very much.
Than it is a Robin versus Ra's al Ghul book, which I really enjoyed, because all the boys in the Bat family, Tim and Jason and Damian, and am I missing somebody? Dick. They are all kind of surprised that this wedding's happening. They don't know if it's a good idea for Bruce to be doing this. They're kind of apprehensive about it. But this book opens up with Selena taking Damian to a tailor to get fitted for the wedding.
Yep.
Now, it's not a traditional tuxedo. It's kind of like I don't know what you would call this. It's some type of...
Robe.
It's a robe,
It looks
I guess?
like something you go to bed with.
Yeah, it's like a nightgown. It's
Something like Ebenezer Scrooge would wear.
Bah humbug. You got that right. But it's definitely something that you would find in like Asia
Right.
or India kind of cultures. And he's kind of giving the tailor a hard time. He's kind of giving Selena a hard time.
He's a jerk.
Because he's a jerk. And then as they leave, they go their separate ways. After they leave the tailor, they go their separate ways. And Robin's like, all right, I'm going to go have some fun. And by his standard of fun is like, I'm going to go fight crime.
Right.
So that's what he tells Selena. And Selena's like, all right, I guess I'll see you at home. And he doesn't go to fight crime. He breaks into an arcade.
Which he's been breaking into for a long time now.
Yeah, and I love this. Because Damien's such a dick.
Right.
And he seems to never have fun. But he breaks into an arcade to play a game that he likes. I forget the name of the game. Cheese Viking. Yeah, the ranks of Cheese Viking. He wants to rise through the ranks. And I love that.
I thought that was good.
I love that Damien has some type of personality here. What he finds, though, is he finds that his game is missing, and that there's a foe there to meet him. And that foe is Aeon.
Yeah.
Aeon. Because you have to have the Aeon. I don't know. Aeon. Because he has a bird face, so there has to be some type of aviary language there. But it's the son of Catwoman and Batman.
Right.
There to fight him, saying that he will never be the best son of Bruce or
Batman, the heir to Batman.
Or the heir to Batman. This you quickly find out that this is all a hallucination.
Right, he's been drugged.
He's been drugged, and he doesn't know from who or from what, because then he starts seeing himself as Batman in the future, which I always love that. That was one thing. I've said that on previous podcasts, where I love how they're giving you a lot of alternate Batmans, especially in Detective Comics. You're seeing Tim Drake as Batman in the future in those books. Here you're seeing Damian as future Batman, which I think is really cool. What you come to find out is that Ra's is responsible for the drugging of Damian in the arcade, and he pretty much says, how could you be friendly with Selina? How after your mother has been replaced and your mother wasn't a good enough bride for Bruce.
Right.
Selina's not going to be a good enough bride for Bruce. She's just a criminal and a lowlife, and this and that. And he basically fights through it, which good on him, right? I mean, he's not a big fan of his grandfather anymore.
No.
Hasn't been for a long time. And then it's funny, at the end of this book, after the drugs wear off, he's at home and he's brooding on the couch, and Selina is stumbling in from her bachelorette party.
Right.
She's all drunk and stumbling in, and they have like a little heart-to-heart on the couch, which I thought was really nice.
Yeah, because they're similar personalities.
Yeah.
They're not perfect. They're not the epitome of what Batman is.
Yeah, exactly.
So like, hey, you watch my back, I'll watch yours, kind of thing.
Right. And it's like, I'm not going to try to be your mom.
Yeah.
Don't try to be my son.
Yeah.
Let's just try to,
But he asked a weird question if Batman and Catwoman are going to have any kids.
Yeah.
And she's like, I don't know if I want to answer that question.
Right.
You're just a kid.
And she's like, I don't think I'd be a good mom.
Yeah.
Which I thought was really cool.
Yeah.
Because she's aware that she's like, I've killed people. I do bad things. And I probably shouldn't have children.
Yeah.
And Bruce is not a great dad. As good as his
No.
intentions are, he's been a shitty dad to every one of these boys that he's
One of them died.
adopted. Yeah, and came back to life as a zombie.
Beat with the crowbar.
Right. But yeah, so the art I really like in this book, and the storyline I liked in this book, not bad. So I'm gonna give this one I'll give this one a 3.
Same.
All right.
Yeah.
Next one is probably my favorite one.
Same here.
Out of all of them, I think after this one they all kind of go downhill. I don't know about you.
Well, this is I saw this book and I was like, oh, I like Nightwing. I'm gonna buy it. And,
Yeah. I was intrigued by Hush.
I opened it up and there was Superman in the cover in the
Right.
first page. Like, I'm definitely buying this.
Yeah. This is also written by Tim Seeley. This is pencil. Did they put the name in the back of this one too?
Probably.
No, they didn't. Oh, you didn't tell us about your titles, Joe.
Oh, so all of the books are titled by the vows of a wedding.
Yes.
So the first one was for From This Day Forward. This book is Richer or for Poorer. The Batgirl is for Better or for Worse. The
Harley Quinn.
Red Hood one is In Sickness and in Health. And then the Harley Quinn one is Till Death Do Us Part.
Yeah.
I just realized this like 2 minutes ago.
Yeah.
But I was like, wait a minute.
I think that's awesome.
There's a theme to this.
I thought they were all the same kind of vow. I thought it was like For Richer for Poorer Part 1,
I got you.
For Richer for Poorer Part 2. That's what I thought it was.
Very clever writing.
But yeah, no, I love how you pointed that out. This one is written by Tim Seeley, and Travis Moore is the artist here. And I think he does a good job. I'm not a big fan of his Superman,
That's all right.
but I think, it's fine. It's a serviceable Superman.
But that first page,
first page is great.
Batman, Superman, and Nightwing in a limo, and the bubble says a bachelor party.
Yeah. I love it.
How can you not buy this book?
And I love how they're all wearing their costumes on the bachelor party.
Yes.
Are they going now to a strip club? Are they going to go out to a dance hall? No. Of course not. They're going to Batburger. Okay, and did they rent out Batburger?
No, it just looks like it's a regular day at Batburger
Okay.
with everybody in costumes.
No, I rented out the entire place for a private party. Clark can be Superman, I can be Nightwing, and you can be Batman. We blend right in. So they're having a costume party at Batburger. So they can all go in their superhero attire, and nobody
Or
will.
Batman's regular clothes.
Yeah, right. And someone says, "Hey, nice suits," and they're like, "Thank you." So that was a cool little quip. And then the real part of the bachelor party gets revealed, where Superman brings a dimensional door called a lightning door, so that they can access other worlds in the multiverse. And what they were going to do is they were going to go fishing. Superman was going to bring Bruce and Dick.
If I was going to go fishing with 3 guys,
Yeah.
it would be those 3.
I guess.
Good stories.
Yeah, sure. You would think, right?
Catch all the fish.
They were going to go to Pocket Universe 54471, and they were going to go fishing, and that was going to be Bruce's bachelor party. And that's very fitting because Bruce needs to relax. Bruce needs to chill out. Bruce needs to get his mind off of fighting crime in Gotham City, and he's smiling here, man. That's a weird picture to look at because you don't normally see Batman smiling, And he cracks a smile because he really likes what Clark and Dick are up to here. And then on the next page, probably the best part of the drawings, the best part of the book that I like, best part of the art, is when we see Hush walk up with a friggin' rocket launcher with his bandages and his top coat, and he's blowing people up. And not only is he also does a distraction for Superman to get him away from the fight. He causes something to happen in Metropolis so that Superman has to go do the thing in Metropolis.
Right.
And then Hush can now deal with just Nightwing and Batman. Oopsies, Nightwing and Hush fall into that interdimensional door that Superman brought that was going to take them fishing, brings them to an alternate reality. And then, not to go into the entire story, but the big spoiler at the end is Hush is jealous that Nightwing is he's not the best man.
Right.
Hush wanted to be the best man to the wedding. He's assuming that Nightwing is the best man to the wedding. He's assuming that Dick Grayson is the best friend of Bruce Wayne because of their long history together. And I think Dick also thought he was going to be the best man too. Because at the end, it kind of gets awkward.
Yep.
Right? So he says, I did it wrong. I shouldn't have made myself look like Bruce Wayne. I should have made myself look like Bruce Wayne's best friend. Because I'm Bruce Wayne's best friend from when I was little. Right? For those of you who don't know the Hush story, Hush is a plastic surgeon that was friends with Bruce Wayne when they were very little. And he was always, I guess he always wanted to be Bruce, or he wanted to be as close to Bruce as possible. So he actually did plastic surgery on himself to make him look like Bruce Wayne. But here he said, I made the wrong choice. I shouldn't have made myself look like Bruce. I should have made myself look like his best friend. And he takes off the bandages, and he's Dick Grayson.
Right.
Which was really, really cool. I thought that was a cool twist. Ends up, Nightwing comes back from the interdimension, but Hush doesn't, right?
No, he sacrifices himself so Nightwing can make it.
Right. Hush dies in this in this issue, which I was really surprised at, because Hush is one of my favorite characters. I know that's one of Mike's favorite characters also. Then they get back to the mansion, and Bruce is still in his friggin' costume, man, while Dick is all recouping out of Nightwing garb. And that's when they have their little talk, which was kind of weird, because like these are two very close men,
right? And
this is when Dick Grayson realizes that Clark is the best man, not him. And Bruce is like, this is okay. We've had our ups and downs, and you're always going to be my best friend, but it's just an awkward situation.
Yeah.
And then they smile and they shake hands at the end.
But there's a line in the book that really makes me laugh.
Yeah.
They're sitting on the couch, and Batman kind of sends Superman off, and the first thing he says to Dick Grayson is, "If you ever get married, Dick, I'll make sure we just get the dancers." And I just sat there and I thought, so Batman at a gentleman's club?
The ultimate gentleman's club. They will all be like cosplay dancers. How hot would that be?
Unbelievable.
Freaking Harleys and Poison Ivies. Dude, now you know what to do if I ever have to get married again. I'm going to get divorced so that I can get married again and have that gentleman's club experience.
Batman?
No, I want all the girls in cosplay. Listen, you hire dancers for me,
right,
for my new bachelor party, and they all have to be cosplayed as Batman supervillain girls.
Oh my god.
Got it?
All right.
Got it. Promise. Okay. Then there's an epilogue, which kind of sets up the next book. And the epilogue deals with Batgirl and Riddler and the Joker, because apparently the Joker found out about this wedding that's going to happen.
So you find out in this book, and a little bit in the first one, that he's orchestrated all this. That
the Joker's orchestrated all this, yeah. Even with Hush.
Yep.
Yeah.
So in the Batgirl versus the Riddler book, it starts off with Batgirl listening to a tape deck.
This is my favorite art, by the way.
Oh, it's very cool.
This is my favorite art book. Who was it?
The penciler was Mickey Yu Young.
Mickey Yu Young?
Yep.
All right. I liked it a lot.
And basically it's the Riddler putting Batgirl through a gauntlet of riddles, and she's got to save a bunch of civilians.
Yes.
And the whole while that they're doing this book, the Riddler's explaining his like
love for her.
Yeah, well, just his love life in general and how he can
Yeah.
find anyone. He's got money, he's smart, he's good looking, but I've only attracted only a certain kind of woman.
Mm-hmm.
And then towards the end of the book, you find out that he wants someone with intellect and class and, who's independent, and he decided it's Batgirl.
But was it real though? Or was he bullshitting?
I couldn't tell.
Because that's what was so confusing about this book. Like the entire time, like you said, he's talking about his love life or lack thereof, and he's like, he goes, I attract one type of girl, and he's talking about like gold diggers, I guess.
Yeah.
He's like, I got money, and that attracts a certain type of person, and this and that, and he's telling her like that he loves her and this stuff. He actually ends up saying, I think I love you at one point, and then he like punches her in the face.
Yeah.
Like the next, so I don't know if he was full of shit, if he was just trying to take her guard down.
I have no idea.
I don't know.
But you find out that all of his plan was based by the Joker.
Right.
But there's also like another story in this book with her and Nightwing. Are they a thing?
See, that's it. Like it opens up. The book opens up with her talking to Dinah
And
Lance.
That's how the Nightwing book ends. Is her calling Nightwing.
Right. She's talking to Black Canary.
Right.
And Black Canary's like, oh, I heard you were seeing somebody. And she's like, yeah, I was, not anymore. And she's like, well, you if they're not Nightwing, they're never good enough. They're never going to be good enough for you.
Right.
And she's like, no, that's not true, blah, blah, blah. And then at the end, after she gets through this gauntlet of riddles and stuff and beats up the Riddler and whatever, she calls Nightwing and says, can we talk?
Yeah.
And it's like, is this like a coming of age type of thing where not a coming of age, but now she realizes that Nightwing is
what she wants,
yeah, and what she needs, and no one will ever live up to what he is for her. I think that's part of the story, and the end with the Riddler. Who has him in the trunk?
It's the Joker.
The Joker. Did they reveal that in the end? No, it's
Harley Quinn.
It's Harley, which I didn't get because you didn't see her again with the Riddler.
No, but she kind of uses him as an informant to find the Joker.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah.
Okay, because I thought, like, when I saw that page, I was like, oh, Harley's got him.
Yeah, she's, I'm looking for the Joker, Riddler. Tell me what you know.
Okay, yeah, because at the end of the Nightwing Hush book, all of the Riddler's men were taken out by the Joker.
Yes.
Which is why he's now messing with Batgirl.
Yeah.
And which is now why Harley is looking for Joker. I liked the book up until Batgirl and the Riddler started interacting.
Yeah, I didn't...
Like in person.
But it just kind of just happens.
Yeah. Like out of nowhere, they're back on the rooftop.
And there's still another clue that she's got to solve.
And I still didn't get like how she found out the kid was underneath the sign.
It was all like a metaphor for relationships with Nightwing.
Okay.
Because she the whole thing was is he good enough?
Yeah.
Is this what I want?
Right.
And on the billboard it says "What if?"
Uh-huh.
And she mentions that from as soon as she passed by that billboard, it caught her attention.
Okay.
And then once the Riddler starts talking about them being together, what if we did this? What if we do this? And this is what I want. Like I guess she puts two and two together and solves the riddle.
I guess. And there was a little kid sitting behind the billboard with a ring in his hand.
Yeah, but what's a cool part of that book is when she finishes the fight with the Riddler, he kind of like falls off the building, and she's not like worried about it or whatever. And I was kind of like, wait a minute, you just threw this guy off a building.
Yeah.
Like Batman's gonna be pissed.
Yeah.
But you find out that she like staked out the area. She knew there was an awning, all that stuff. I'm like, great.
Yeah, no, because she was with her dad.
Yeah.
And her dad, she's like, what happened to the Riddler? Did he get away? And he's like, yeah, well, he bounced off that awning
she was like, I
ran
know.
off. And she goes, I knew where the awning was.
But
That was really good.
Commissioner Gordon makes a little quip that she almost beats Batman's record.
Yes, in solving the riddles.
Right.
Yeah.
Which I thought was really cool that he's keeping track of how fast Batman can do things.
Right.
And who's coming close to beating him.
Yeah, that's pretty
I thought that
neat.
was really cool.
My favorite artwork of this whole series is in this book, and it was near the beginning. It's not a splash page because it's not a 2-page spread, but it's this page with Batgirl kind of coming out at you, and she's surrounded by a green question mark.
Oh, yeah. Very
I
cool.
love that drawing. I absolutely love that drawing. I'm a big fan of Batgirl.
It was a good book.
Yeah, it was okay. Oh, what did you give Nightwing and Hush? We didn't grade that.
That's going to get my highest one. I'm going to give that 4 out of 5.
Okay, I'll give that a 4 out of 5 too. What do you give Batgirl versus Riddler?
I'm going to give it a 3 as well. None of them were terrible. Or maybe one.
Yeah, one might have been terrible.
But
the next one might have been terrible.
I like that one.
Did you?
Yeah.
I didn't.
We might have a difference
Okay.
in opinion than the next two.
Well, this one's definitely. I think Batgirl was less compelling than Damian,
Yes.
and we gave Damian a 3. I'll give this one a 2.5.
I like the Riddler aspect of it. I like that she was.
and I love the artwork. So, all right, I'll give it a 3.
Yeah.
I'll give them both a 3. This one gets a 3 for the artwork.
Okay. All right.
The artwork brings it up. Yeah, the next one I'm not a big fan of because I don't know anything about Anarky, and I don't read the Outlaws.
Right.
I don't read Redhood and the Outlaws.
So this one is the Redhood versus Anarchy, and it's the aspect of Catwoman's bachelorette party, and they're out doing their.
I love the premise.
That Batman hires Jason Todd.
Yeah.
To keep an eye on her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so like this goes back in time. So this is why me and Joe said that at the beginning. It doesn't matter which ones you read in what
Yes.
order, because this one deals. The timeline of this one is Jason Todd is asked by Bruce to spy, or not spy, but to keep an eye on Selina at her bachelorette party
Right.
that she was at while Ra's al Ghul was fighting Robin in the first book.
Yes.
And Bruce, when he tells Jason Todd to keep an eye on her, he's leaving for his bachelor
Right.
party, which is where they meet Hush.
There's no timeline in any of this.
Yeah.
But I like the first few pages of this book because there's a lot of quips between Jason Todd, Batman, and Alfred.
Yeah.
I don't want to spoil it for anyone because it's worth the read.
Okay.
But Batman's trying to get him to keep an eye on her.
Mm-hmm.
He's pretty much her tail while they're out. And it's Jason Todd at a male strip club.
Yeah.
And
See, she had the right idea. Her and her friends had the right idea.
right, he has his team, kind of informing him of anything that's happening in the area.
Right. The Outlaws.
Right.
Right.
And
Which I didn't know anything about. So I didn't even know Bizarro was like part
Right.
of the Outlaws. But he is apparently.
Yep.
He's in this book. But he's not speaking it backwards.
yeah, I don't know when he becomes
Okay.
intelligent.
Oh, okay.
I kind of want to go back and read Outlaws now.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
And you find out that, there's a bomb on the roof and Jason Todd goes and stops it.
It's an anti-feminist group.
Yeah.
Yeah. And why are they bombing a... Oh, I guess because it's full of females. I guess
Right.
the building's full of females.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he goes and he finds out it's Anarchy.
Yeah.
And he has his team find out, what's going on. In the meantime, he kind of loses track of the bachelorette party. And Catwoman starts to do things that she wants to do and, takes the group to like a shady part of town.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, what do I do? Do I follow this lead?
Right.
Or do I stick with the plan? Mm-hmm. So it turns out they're both parties lead to the same place. Mm-hmm. So Jason Todd follows the leads. He goes and finds Anarchy. They fight. And basically what Anarchy's done in the area, because he's figured out that this was the plan for Catwoman anyway.
Right.
He's given other let's say establishment groups masks.
Lots of groups, yeah.
And basically it was anti-feminist, anti-men,
Yeah.
anti-whatever, guns or whatever. And he puts them all together.
Like, he got like pro-gun, anti-gun.
Right.
Like, he got all these people that he knew would clash with one another.
And he was just going to let out a smoke bomb and let
Yeah.
them all kind of just... The mask would identify who they are.
Right.
And that shade...
Right.
That secret veil would allow them to fight and do whatever they needed to do and cause problems so he can, I guess, kidnap Catwoman.
I don't know if he thought Catwoman would get injured in the melee.
Right.
Because it's kind of like Anchorman, like
Right.
all these different news, all the different people were fighting each other in this melee. But I don't know.
But
I didn't get this one very much.
Red Hood bests them really quickly.
Yeah.
And Catwoman has a good time. There's no problems. And at the end of the book, you find out that Anarchy and Jason Todd are kind of just sitting there talking. And Anarchy's saying he's never had a dad. When he was in Arkham, he would just send letters to the Joker because his mom used to threaten that if he didn't behave, Dad would come back and kill him, and it was the Joker. Mm-hmm. So he was like, I guess having the Joker as a dad is better than having no dad at all.
Right.
And Jason kind of sympathizes with him and then knocks him out.
Yeah, this wasn't my favorite book.
It really wasn't, but the end of the book was really good because it's Batman on the intercom with Jason, and he kind of makes a quip. She saw you. You owe me money now.
Right.
And
Speaking of Selina.
yeah.
Yeah.
And someone makes a comment. It might have been one of his team saying, "Oh well, like you lost all that money. Like what do you do?" And he's like, "I considered it was a wedding gift."
Oh, there you go.
So I was like, that was kind of cool. Like Jason and Batman have a love-hate relationship still, but he still respects the man and he wants him to be happy. So I like that aspect of the book. The front of the book was great with Alfred and Batman. Yeah. The middle of the book, the story is weak. Mm-hmm. The end of the book is a weak ending to it. So
I give it a 2.
Yeah.
And the artwork's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine.
That's right. I'm with you with 2.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of that one. And that's not your least favorite one?
No.
Wow. This one has to be.
Yes.
Okay.
The next one was Harley Quinn versus the Joker.
This one was my second least favorite one for a number of reasons.
Right.
Number one, the artwork.
I'm with you with that.
Is not my favorite. It's not bad artwork by any means. It's not bad artwork.
Sam Baziri was the artist.
Yeah. And again, Seeley is the writer.
Yep.
And again, like I said, the artwork is not bad artwork. It's just not like the other books at all.
It's more of like an anime kind of feel to it.
Not about anime, but I know what you mean. It's more cartoony.
Yeah.
It's definitely more cartoony. And I just thought the whole premise of it was kind of weird.
Yeah, basically the Harley Quinn gets the best of the Joker. She captures him.
She thought she does.
The whole story is about their relationship together, how the Joker's always used her, how she thought he was the best thing that happened to her. They shared intimate moments, why would you treat me like this kind of routine?
The way she's going to torture him is by drowning him in tapioca pudding.
Right. But there was the part in the book where the Joker finds all of her tortures methods to be very bland.
Yes.
But you find out that she's actually really clever with what she does. It's not just cutting your head off and killing people. Mm-hmm. But there's a whole reason why she's stopping the Joker is because of that fairy tale where the prince gets the pauper kind of thing. Mm-hmm. And she sees that their relationship as that, and she won't let him ruin it.
Oh, she says, and I quote, she's like, "This is the closest thing any of us is gonna get to living a fairy tale life." Selena marrying Bruce, the lowly street criminal, marrying Bruce Wayne or Batman, the rich, successful, moral, good person, is the closest any one of us, meaning the villains, is ever going to get to living out a true fairy tale, and I'm not going to let you ruin it. Yeah. So she's doing it for Selena, which I liked. I didn't really care about how she went about doing it or whatever, but I like the idea that she was doing it for Selena, and she had like an ideal here that she wanted to withhold. But it doesn't work. It's very short-lived.
The Joker finds a way to escape, and he's going to do the one thing that he knows how to do best.
He has her henchman in his pocket already.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, he was never going to die.
No.
And he knew he was never going to die. What was the henchman's name called? I forget his name. He's a big truck. His name was Truck. And he has an axe, and he's like under Harley's command. But then all of a sudden the Joker, Harley says, "Kill him." And he doesn't move, and then the Joker takes his axe and hacks him up to pieces, which is kind of brutal. And then what's he do with her?
He goes to hit her with the axe.
Oh, right.
And at the last second, he, quote-unquote, turns the axe and just hits her with, like, the blunt end.
He knocks her out.
So he's at the church, and that jumps into the Batman books.
Right.
That ends these tie-ins.
Right. Now, episode 48 and 49 are called The Best Men, or Best Man, and they are the Joker books.
So, I'll tell you a funny story.
Sure.
I read 49 before I read 48.
You had no idea what was going on?
Well, you didn't really need to. Like that, I read 49 at standalone. It made sense to me.
Yeah.
And I liked it just as much as if I didn't read 48.
You weren't wondering why?
I just assumed the Joker got the upper hand on Batman and Catwoman.
Okay.
And it was a fight to the death, and his, whatever the story in that book kind of like told itself. But let's get into 48 first before we get into 49.
All right. Well, 48, I didn't notice until now that the chess pieces are all the Bat family members.
Oh.
On the cover, the Joker is smashing a chessboard with his cane, and all the chess pieces are Catwoman and Dick Grayson and Batgirl and Damian. So that's pretty cool. I didn't notice that. That's pretty neat. I really like these two issues because they're not Batman books. I like these two issues because these issues are completely all about the Joker.
Yep.
And Selena
He's
Kyle.
so brutal.
Dude, he is fucked up in this book. He is so messed up in this book. Like the
first 3 pages is him just murdering a whole wedding.
Yeah. Now this is not Seeley anymore. This is back to Tom King.
Right.
And dude, this is such a Tom King book. These two books are so Tom King. If you like him, because I think some people are into it and some people are not so into it, because this isn't your typical kind of Batman, script. This is some sick stuff.
Yeah.
The past couple of books, I don't know if you guys went out and bought DC Nation. There's a Batman issue inside of DC Nation where the Joker breaks into somebody's house and was like, "Did my invitation to the wedding come yet?" And they're like, "What? Who are you? Why are you in my house?"
Right.
And they're waiting for the mail, and the whole time they're waiting for the mail, the Joker's he's just being menacing and threatening this guy, and it's just a great book. Go check that out. But this is the same stuff, man. The quippiness of the Joker in this book is awesome.
Yeah.
He's funny in such a psychotic way. But he goes to a wedding in a church and murders everyone at the wedding just to lure Batman
To get his attention.
to the church, just to get his attention. So yeah, he kills everyone in the church. He murders the bride, the groom, all the groomsmen. And
Everybody's dead.
And the whole time he's just talking to Batman. Batman's not saying anything. Batman says one word in the entire book. One word in the entire book. But he keeps telling him that, I had to get your attention. I had to bring you here. And he's like, "Why are you getting married? You can't get married." And he keeps talking about needing a hostage. That was the funny thing. He's like, "I need a hostage because the only way you'll listen to me is if I have a hostage."
Yep.
If I don't have a hostage, all you're gonna do is punch me, which was pretty funny. That he knows that every time that someone's not in danger, or when the Joker's not putting someone in danger, he's just gonna get punched in the face by Batman. But then he starts to threaten to kill himself, right? And he gets down on his knees and he puts the gun to his chest, puts the gun to his head, and he asks Batman to pray with him.
Yeah, that was really crazy.
As he's telling this sick, disturbed story about his mom, about how he killed his mother, right? He's like, "Oh, dude, there was a part of this book where he goes, I thought about killing my mom and the mess that it would make on the living room floor. And I remember my mom. She was always a neat lady, so that would really upset her." It's just weird.
Yep.
It was so weird. So Batman gets down and prays with the Joker, and the Joker says amen, and Batman responds with an amen of his own. And that's the only word that Bruce says.
The whole book.
And after he says amen, the friggin' church blows up.
Yeah.
Apparently the Joker had put a bomb in the crucifix in the church. And I don't know how he gets up after it, but the Joker gets up after it and starts taunting Bruce again. Bruce doesn't get up this time. And Selina
Saves the day.
She was there the whole time, I guess.
She was waiting outside because Batman's
like, "Let me go take care of this. I'll be right back."
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because I think issue 47 was they were just swinging around the city, and now Selina goes in and she says, she kind of preps herself for this. She says what Batman says to her: "Stay here, Cat. He's not like anyone else. He's too dangerous, Cat. He'll hurt you, Cat. He'll kill you, Cat." And she goes and she takes a deep breath and she dives into the church.
Yep.
Which leads into issue 49.
I found your line, Steve.
Oh, what is it?
So it says, "I'm glad you're here. I was trying to see you. But how do you get in touch with you? I didn't know, so I went to a church and I killed everyone in it. Then it occurred to me, I should go to a church and kill everyone in it. And the Batman would just come to me. Now, I was already in a church, convenient. But everybody in that church was dead, and so I was going to have to schlep all the way downtown to Moore Cathedral. And the traffic on Bowling Avenue or rush hour, don't get me started. But then you showed up, and then he shoots Batman.
Crazy, man.
But then after he blows up Batman,
right.
He goes, "Oh, wait, I forgot to tell you. I put a bomb in the cross. I thought it would be, I don't know, funny." That kind of stuff.
Oh, it's so good. It's so good, man. He does such a great job. And the next issue, which
49.
is 49.
It's probably my favorite.
Yeah, it's probably my favorite as well. And I got a cool variant cover by Art Germ. I follow this guy on on YouTube. This guy's amazing, dude. You got to see some of this guy's artwork. He does some of the best females I've ever seen.
Right.
That's a really cool cover. It looks like it's watercolored. But this is just the Joker and Catwoman talking basically the entire book.
Yep.
At first, when they first meet each other in the church, in the vestibule, I guess, they start fighting, which is a cool fight sequence.
Yeah.
Couple cool splash pages. Joker's, shooting his pistol at Catwoman. Catwoman swinging her whip at Joker.
But it's more of like a like a reminiscent story of the good old days of the villains.
Yes, where he's like, in the old days, we all used to laugh.
Right, there was the Riddler with his riddles and
the Penguin with his
Penguin's umbrellas and
What's with
Two-Face
umbrellas
with his
anyway?
face and you with the cats and me with the smile and it was really cool.
Yeah, it was a really good little throwback to the past and Batman's villains and what they're all about. But he always said to her, why didn't you ever laugh? We all laughed and you never laughed. And that's when she says, you don't know Batman like I know Batman. She's like, you only saw the misery and you thought more misery is what he wanted.
Right.
But all he wants is a little bit of happiness. And they're saying all this to each other as they're lying on the floor dying.
Yeah.
Okay, so the Joker shoots Catwoman through the abdomen.
This has got to be one of the coolest splash pages.
Oh, yeah.
Well, not really a splash.
It's not even a splash.
It's just a great battle.
It's just a choreographed sequence.
It's kind of like the old West shows where you have the showdowns and they both draw at the same time.
Mm-hmm. And Catwoman slices Joker across the neck. So they're both laying in the rubble in the church.
Yep.
Joker is holding his carotid arteries closed. Catwoman is holding her guts inside her stomach. And the whole time, they're talking about Batman and their relationships with him, and even with each other. And she's like, all he wanted was a little bit of happiness.
Yeah.
That's why you guys don't get him. And he's like, you don't think I got him? I've killed for him. He needs me. And then he says, of course I know he needs happiness. But the thing is, he can't be both things at the same time. He can't be Batman and happy at the same time. And if he's happy, there will be no Batman. And then the Joker, what's the Joker going to do?
Yeah.
His life's going to be empty. If Bruce Wayne is happy, Batman doesn't exist, and then the Joker has
nothing
purpose.
Yep.
So the Joker's like, I can't let you make him happy because then you're ruining my life.
Yep.
If you make him happy. He's like, I could have made him happy by killing all the villains. But this is such a desperate Joker.
Yeah.
That needs Batman so bad for his existence. And I like the story about the Mad Hatter, his theory about the Joker.
Oh, yeah.
I think he goes, did Edward ever tell you a story about his theory about me? And Catwoman says, he didn't you know he told everyone? And the theory is that the Joker's not insane. He's actually very, very sane and with it. But he's making believe he's crazy to be the Joker.
Oh, wow.
Which is pretty cool.
But I like the whole story that goes back and forth where they're both holding their respective wounds to stay alive.
Yeah.
And he's like, do me a favor. In my pocket.
Gun reloading, right?
I need to reload my gun. And she's like, well, I can't do that because I got to let go of my wound to reload your gun.
He goes, I got to get I can't let go of my neck because I'll bleed to death. So could you go in my pocket and get it? And if I hold it just the right way, you should be able to put the things in so I could shoot you in your stupid face. That's what he says to her. I thought that was great. That was great. There was a couple of... They were talking about her dress. Where's the part where about her dress? Oh, I love that part. Where he's like, did you get a dress? And she's like, yeah. He's like,
he says to her,
like?
I heard you're getting married. Congratulations.
Right. Right. He goes, is it going to be a big wedding? All the superheroes gathered around? That'd be nice.
Yeah.
We haven't talked about it. You should talk about it. These things can't be done at the last minute. Trust me. I got a dress. I stole it. You criminal. Does he know? No, he'd be mad. Yeah, he does get mad. What's the dress like? I don't know. It's off the shoulder with black lace going all the way down. It's really nice. Oh, that's so funny, man. The way they're just talking. And then he gets crazy again.
Yeah.
It's how he goes back and forth between his crazy personalities. Yeah. And what about the page where she's telling her stupid little joke about the alphabet?
Yes.
I love that page.
That was a good one.
I love that page. Oh, this is so good. And the drawing's really cool.
Yep.
I don't know who did this. Janine. Mikhail Janine did the art on this. Very, very well done. And then, what happens at the end? Could you explain to me what happens
I
at
was
the
just
end?
looking at it. I have no idea.
So the Joker gets up.
He gets the gun loaded. He goes to shoot her. He bleeds out and passes out.
Is that what happens?
Yeah.
He bleeds out?
Yeah. That's what it looks like to me. I don't think he's dead.
His eyes are on the back of his head. And then he just keels over.
Yeah. And then Batman comes in with his...
You think it's Batman. You got to assume it's Batman, right?
Because he's asking if she's okay. I was paralyzed, this and that.
Because you don't see him. He's not even on panel. He's not in any of the panels. Or he might be in one panel, like off in the wreckage of the church. But there's the Joker kind of lumped over in Selina's arms on the altar of this church, and Batman's like, he drugged me. I'm sorry. He didn't get what he wanted, And then she just starts cracking up.
Why? I have no idea.
I listened to another podcast that gave me the answer to this.
Okay.
Because I didn't get it. I was like, is she under like Joker serum now?
Okay.
Like, is she part of the Joker serum? But at the beginning of the book, when he says to her, how come you never laughed? And she goes, all we did was kept losing to him. I only laugh when I win.
Oh, because she won.
So I guess in this battle she won, right? And that's why she's laughing.
I follow you.
You know? But he can't be dead, obviously,
No,
right? The Joker's not dead.
It's going to be my guess that in 50,
Yeah.
it's going to be all these villains that we've been introduced to
Okay.
back to stop this wedding.
Yeah.
Where all these superheroes are at.
Oh man, it's gonna be interesting. Either they can go a lot of ways with this. They can go, let this just be a celebration of Batman,
Right?
and have like do what they did with Action Comics 1000, where they had in Action Comics they had like 7 or 8 little storylines, but one of them was how like all these people who were saved by Superman or touched by Superman just giving recounts of how Superman saved them. They can go that route where all the heroes give like a little recount of how Bruce
Favorite Batman
savored
stories.
the day. Favorite Batman stories. They could do that. Or they can go crazy off the wall and have like, Joker
Kill Catwoman.
break into the wedding. Well, she's getting her own book. So that starts July 4th. So that can't be.
I got a feeling that this wedding's not happening.
No, of course not. And I don't think it's a literal wedding.
Right.
I think it's just like a symbolic thing. Because they can't get really married because they're not showing their identities.
She's got a dress, Superman's best man. There's going to be some sort of party.
Ceremony?
It's going to be at the Hall of Justice. Great party.
You think so?
Who do you think would be the DJ? Cyborg?
Yeah, that'd be cool. DJ Cyborg. It's got a cool ring to it. Or the Mad... there is a Mad Hatter...
You think Wonder Woman's going to be jealous?
No, she had her chance. She had her chance back a couple of... I don't know if anybody read Batman when he went into that other dimension with her to fight.
Right.
To fight with that guy. I forget the guy's name.
Yeah, Flash cutting a rug.
Flash cutting a rug. Zipping around. Causing all static. That would be cool, man.
Yeah.
That'd be cool. None of them get drunk.
I really like the issue 48 and 49. Those were my favorite of all of these books.
And I love how issue 50 is the wedding.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
I thought that was neat. So that's our take on these guys. Want to hear a word from our sponsor now?
Sure.
All right.
Comic Book Corner, brought to you by Comic Book Jones, located at 2220 Forest Avenue in Staten Island, and Royal Collectibles at 9601 Metropolitan Avenue in Queens, New York. Visit these fine establishments for all of your comic book needs.
All right, so now we're going to move on to our... I don't know, is our show evolving into us not talking about a whole bunch of books, just maybe 1 or 2 books that we really liked for the week?
Yeah, the pick of the week.
Pick of the week?
Yeah.
We're going to steal that from another podcast, probably?
Who gives a shit?
Not us.
We do what we want.
Yeah, that's right. What's your pick of the week? It's not even things you read.
No. So I went to the comic book store today, and I found 2 gems.
Okay.
And when you listen to this, should be on the day that Batman 50 comes out.
Okay.
Go and see if these are still in stock. And it's Justice League #1, the original issue, and the variant cover, which is Batman in Jim Lee art.
Mm-hmm.
For $3.99, you can get both books each with Scott Snyder's autograph.
That's awesome, man.
Like, I walked in the store today, and there was just a stack of them.
Yeah.
And I had to ask the guy in Midtown Comics, hey, is this for real? Like $3.99?
Yeah.
And he's like, yep, we don't overcharge the books just because there's an autograph on it. Like, they come in, we pay them, they're already taken care of, we don't upsell anything.
Mm-hmm.
This is what the book is worth, is what you get it for.
Yeah.
I thought that was amazing.
Well, you better go back and get me some.
I'm gonna get you one.
There better
I'll go
be
back
some
tomorrow.
left. I hope there's some left. Next week, what we're going to be talking about is the Marvel 2-in-1s. Mm-hmm. It's a 6-issue story arc.
Yes.
With Thing and
Human Torch.
Which we really enjoyed.
Yep.
So we're going to continue with our back and forth DC Marvel topic shows.
Till we run out.
What was that?
Until we run out.
Until we run out. Until we can't do that anymore. And then we'll do something else. But just looking through today's releases, so what you can hear for next week when you listen to us, I'm going to be picking up Detective Comics, number 983. Black Lightning makes an appearance in that one. Hal Jordan and the Green Lantern Corps. I think that's the finale of the Dark Stars. Mira's coming out, but I'm not going to pick up Mira. I wanted to pick up Raven, but I never did.
Okay.
I wanted to pick that up, but I never did. Let's see what else is coming out. Teen Titans, Flash War number 3. We're going to be doing a Flash War episode. I'm holding on to those books. I'm not reading them until time comes because whenever I have to read like a time travel continuity book, if I don't read them all at once, I get very confused because I forget what's going on.
Not enough time to remember.
I don't have enough time
See
to
what
remember.
you did there.
Then you got Man of Steel, numbers 4 and 5 that I got to talk to you about. And Joe, you picking up Silencer this week?
Yep.
All right. I think their story arc's coming to an end on that one.
Yeah, I think
which is
so.
good. I'm gonna get the next story arc. Any Marvel stuff coming out that you know about?
Old Man Logan. Old Man Hawkeye.
Old Man Hawkeye. Peter Parker Spectacular is starting a new run or a new arc, which is pretty cool. I picked up Thor number 1.
Okay.
Okay, this was advertised a lot in all the Marvel books. When you're flipping through the pages, this was one of their ads. So I was really excited because it's Jason Aaron, who's a famed Thor writer. I liked it, but I was kind of misled in a way because the number 1 threw me off. Apparently, this is not a new story. It's not the beginning of a new story.
Really?
It's the continuation of whatever else has been going on in the Jason Aaron Thor world. Which, guess what? I haven't read.
Right.
So I have no clue what's going on.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah. So I opened it. Now, this book, the cover is magnificent. I mean, look at that cover.
It looks really cool.
I mean, it looks... Let's see who it was. Let's see if I can find out who it was. But it's called God of Thunder Reborn. Okay. The writer's Jason Aaron. Artist is Christian Ward. Variant covers. I don't think this is a variant. I think this is the regular cover. I think it's Del Mundo. Is it Del Mundo? Artist, Del Mundo. Whoever it is. The cover is amazing. The cover is absolutely beautiful. The artwork inside, however, does not look anything like the cover.
Oh.
It looks like this.
Oh.
I don't like this. Like, this is cool, and this probably takes a long time.
Right.
And I don't even know how to explain this. I don't know how to explain
very
this.
artsy.
It's extremely artsy. If anybody's...
A lot of detail.
Yeah, but I don't know. It's not sharp. It's very dull.
Right.
It's a very dull colored book. It's not... Yeah, it's not a bad look, but it just took me out of it a little
right.
bit. It took me out. When I opened it up, it took me out. If anybody read the Avengers books that came out before Earth's Mightiest Heroes, there was an Avengers book going on. I don't even know if it's an Avengers book. Well, it's Avengers, but I don't know if it's the East Coast Avengers or some other type of Avengers.
Right.
I know it has Hercules in it, and I think Spider-Man shows up a little bit. Falcon is in it, or Captain America Falcon guy.
Right.
It's the same kind of artwork that was in that book, and I didn't read it because of that. Juggernaut's in this book,
cool.
which is really cool. The beginning story is really neat. So Thor, Asgardia. Is there a difference between Asgard and Asgardia?
No clue.
I'm so confused. Asgardia has been destroyed.
Right.
And on Asgardia was like a weapons cave or a weapons cache.
Right.
Right? And all the weapons have been scattered throughout the galaxy from Asgard. So he has to go like on little hunts, like a little archaeological. He's like Indiana Jones.
Right. Finding these weapons.
He has to go find the weapons. So in this one, he's looking for this weapon, which is called the Warlock's Eye.
Okay.
He has to retrieve the Warlock's Eye, which is like a mind control type of device.
Right.
And he's stealing it from some place. I think it's Thailand. Yeah, it's Thailand. He's stealing it from some tribe in Thailand. That's where it landed when Asgardia exploded. So he's retrieving it from there.
Right.
And their god apparently is Juggernaut. Like they worship Juggernaut as a god in Thailand, and he's there to protect the relic. So he fights Thor. And Thor apparently doesn't have his powers because he doesn't have Mjolnir. Because guess what? Mjolnir's in the sun. I didn't.
The big yellow one?
The big, yeah, the big yellow one. Yeah, Mjolnir's in the sun. I had no idea that was happening. There's no Bifrost.
Okay.
So, yeah, so there's lots of stuff going on that I had no idea was going on. So I'm a little lost, to be honest with you. And it's kind of wordy, but the fight with Juggernaut's really cool. I'm gonna sit down and really read this one carefully because I was trying to read this quick so that we could talk here about it. But there's a lot going on, and I just don't know about it. So I'm gonna go on like maybe a Wikipedia page or
find out what this story is.
Find out what happened prior to this because Jane Foster's in this, and she doesn't have cancer anymore. She's getting better. And then Loki shows up again. Oh yeah, I want to talk about that. I am so tired of Loki. How do you feel about Loki these days? I am so done with Loki.
I really haven't read too much Marvel, so I'm.
Oh, but he's a major player in the movies.
Yeah, I'm okay with the movies.
He's a major player in the cartoons, in like the Avengers cartoons. He's in all these books. He seems to be in all these books.
Yeah,
he's the villain.
Tons of other villains you can use.
He's the villain in the
new one,
in
right?
the Avengers Earth's Mightiest Heroes book.
Right.
And that pissed me off that I had to see him again because he's not that compelling to me. You know, he's really not.
No,
like, he's charming in the movies. He's charming as hell in the movies, but in the books, I'm really not a big fan of him because he looks like the movie guy.
Right.
He doesn't. He's not like old school jacked, weird like face.
Right.
Loki. With the big horn. I mean, he does have the horns, but he's got like the trench coat look to him. Mm-hmm. He looks like he does in the movies, and I don't buy that guy as. I don't know. I just don't find.
I hear
him.
you.
I don't find him as menacing as he looks, I guess. So I don't know what to tell you about this one. I don't know if you're a Thor fan, then you're gonna like it. If you've been keeping up on Thor, maybe not if you're even if you haven't read up to this one. Maybe if you've read it in the past, then you probably know what the hell's going on a little bit. There are 2 stories in this. It is a thick book. It's a $6 book, and there are 2 stories: God of Thunder Reborn and The Grace of Thor. The Grace of Thor I didn't get to yet, but it takes place in the future, and it's a completely different artist. And all I know about it is that it's in the future, eons from now, and Thor is the All-Father.
Got it.
At this point. Yeah, and something really big happens at the end, which I didn't get to.
Got it.
So, spoiler alert, I don't know what's going on. All right. Well, Joe, that music means that we're out of time, or that we ran out of stuff to say.
Yeah,
one or the other. I think we ran out of stuff to say. But I hope you enjoyed this episode. Next week we're going to be doing Marvel's 2-in-1s with the Flash and the Thing.
The Human Torch and the Thing.
The Human Torch and the Thing. What did I say? The Flash. Oh boy, that means we should go.
Yes.
All right, everybody. We'll see you next week.
Take it easy.